It's Wednesday, May 12th, and I'm just getting ready for bed. Does anybody else feel, is it just me? Like, I feel like every day I get ready for, I'm like, I guess I should go to bed, but I feel like, oh, I didn't get anything done today. It's like I'm just rolling. I just want to sit down and work, but it's time for bed, but I don't want to go to bed, but I guess I better go to bed. Anyways. And also the days aren't changing. It's like the same crap every day. I gotta start making progress. All right, so here's a quick summary of the day. Woke up, didn't feel as exhausted today. So when I woke, I heard my parents banging around and my mom leaving at 9:30 to go to a small town through the garage. And then I asked Siri what time it was, and it was like 10 a.m. I'm like, I guess I'll just get up. I'm not as exhausted as usual. And then what happened? I know around then I was still in my bed on my phone, and my dad just came in and he's like, "Did you turn the furnace off?" I'm like, "What?" So he turned the furnace off. And then what happened? I guess I went to just put on my running gear, and I heard my mom. It was like 1:30. She was going out to meet her friend, go for another walk, like by the river. And I ran upstairs and I was like, "Oh, I'm going for my run now." And so I had a little, but she went off on her own. I wasn't going to interfere. And then I had a bite to eat, just had some yogurt quick with some seeds in it, some chia seeds. And then went for my jog, which is always my happiest part of the day. And it was really warm out. It was very nice. And I was listening to the Ben Shapiro show. Tragic about Israel. He was talking about all the terrorist attack in Israel, which I can sort of understand. The experience, because when I was there like 5 years ago, how long ago was I in Israel? I get it was while I was still working, so maybe like 6 years ago, I guess, almost 7. I don't know, but yeah, I had to, avoid the missiles when I was going to my hotel and stuff. Pretty crazy, very sad. I'm wondering whether to post. I saw a friend has like one of those Facebook profile things, say "I stand with Israel forever," and I'm like, do I add that to my thing? I'm going to get attacked by all the anti-Semites and everything, but I don't know. Maybe I should just concentrate on running a business and stuff, and then I can help my people with money. Anyways, so then I did, and then that was it. I come back, I shower, I go downstairs, I'm like, okay, time to work. So I went through emails. I guess I did a couple of quick auditions that I should have sent days ago, and then it was time for dinner. And then that was it. And my dad said, first this morning he was mad that I left the stepladder in the front hall. He's like, "Did you just forget it here?" I'm like, "Well, I just thought it'd be a nice seat. That's what I used to move the cups last night." "Well, there's no room." I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll put it back." And then he started to freak out. I'm like, "Look, it's back in the closet. It's okay. That's it." But then today he's like, "I saw your picture of you moving the cups around. I guess it makes sense, but can you tell us before you move things around? This is our house." So I'm like, so I get in trouble even if I just try to help. So I guess I shouldn't help. I don't know. He said ask first. Anyways, then that was it. And then I had a charity board meeting for a couple of hours. And when did I type this up? Oh, I was dealing with crap with my computer again. I was trying to move files from one user to another because it's one of my current user is corrupt. And so while I was doing that, I was typing up a description of the logo I want for the website I'm building. And so that was kind of productive. And if anybody's a graphic designer and wants to help me with it, let me know. And then what was I doing? That was it. So the charity board meeting is for my old university. And some young guy in the meeting was like, we should have a soiree, or we're already talking about doing a soiree to raise money and have an interesting talk at the university. And he's like, I've got this really interesting person who's, I know this person. I've heard of, somehow he's like, we could get this person who's like this high level government job, and they went to Glendon, and the name is this. And he said the name. I'm like, oh, that's my first girlfriend. So I posted in the chat, I thought of it. I didn't mention it right away, and then after a while, I'm like, "There's no opening for me to say this," so I just typed in the chat, "That person was my first kiss," and they're like, "Oh," and then the guy was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, it'll be a great event, maybe almost as good as Josh's first kiss, or something like that." And I said, "Yeah, it was a pretty good kiss." And then that's it. And now I joined quickly the end of the speed dating. I checked it out, the Atlanta event. and it was already over, and the after party wasn't happening. The Toronto one, it's a huge after party, keeps going forever. By the way, the link's in my Instagram bio if you want to sign up, or if you want to scroll through my Facebook page. Tomorrow night's the Toronto event, always lots of fun. But for this one, there was one group of 2 people, and so I said hi, and this woman Erin, she seems very, very sweet. She just said, Josh, I have to tell you something. I'm like, what? She's like, my aunt died. I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And she's like, she died of COVID. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awful. And yeah, so that was very sad that this kind of thing is still happening. But in Ontario, you can now get, or starting tomorrow morning, you can get vaccines. You can sign up for the public list for the Pfizer, I guess it is, for people 40 plus starting tomorrow morning. So anybody want me to come visit after I'm vaccinated? It's time to travel. Is it time to travel? What is it time to do? I don't know. During the jog on the podcast, Ben was talking about this politician or somebody in the U.S. was saying or was she a CDC person? She's like saying, I should have just gone live and done this in one chunk. Anyways, she was saying that, every year her son comes home after camp and then starts a countdown for how many days left to go back to camp. But this year she's like, you're not going to camp. And Ben's like, that's ridiculous. He's 16. He's not going to die of COVID. And you can get vaccinated now, and it's outdoors. But whatever, it made me think I want to go to some kind of camp this summer. It's already May. Oh my God, I've got to start. What am I going to do this summer? What are we going to do? What's going to make this the funnest summer ever? Funnest summer ever. Oh my God. How was your day?